don't do distraction.
Man, oh man, we back at it again. Yo, what it do? It's your boys, Juice and Lou. We back here with another banger for y'all, man.
Cha-chings.
Man, you already know, man. So, Steph has some real interesting comments lately.
Well, what's Steph talking about, man? Steph really don't be talking this crap, though.
I think he was on a podcast. They asked him, it was like, yo, are you the greatest of all time? Are you the greatest point guard of all time?
Good with Arena's podcast.
Took him a minute to realize. He was like, he thought about it. He was like, yeah.
He said, yeah.
It was like, And then this video popped up in the algorithm. So I don't know, man. A lot of people, that's a real good debate. Me personally, I understand Magic was 6'9", doing stuff that we. But I don't know if you saw the tweet. Somebody said, who said it? Was it Stephen A? There will never be another Magic Johnson. Somebody said that. Somebody important said that.
Steph Curry. What the?
I was already saying there was another Magic Johnson, and it's LeBron. So there will probably never be another Steph. There will be
closest to Curry.
There will be a lot of like imitators of Steph, but there will never be another Steph. Like, come on.
I mean, also on the podcast, it's like they would say like, Gil was like, is the best. He never said the greatest though. Is he the greatest point guard? He said, is he the best? So I'm taking that into account, and because if you're talking about greatness, that's a lot of accolades that I'm not gonna lie that Steph does not have compared to Magic. But if you're talking about best, yeah, Curry, I think he's the best point guard. So that's my thing.
That's tough, man. Let's go ahead and get into
this. See what this video talking about.
Shout out Kobe though. They going to do his statue.
Yeah. Shout out the Lakers.
They finally doing his
Kobe
statue,
home.
man. That joint better be lit. That joint better be lit too, man.
If you go online and search around social media, you'll quickly find out that Steph Curry has so many fans. It's very understandable. The guy is the greatest shooter that the game of basketball has ever seen. He spaces the floor like no one else has before, and with him leading the way, he has pushed the NBA into a new era, focused almost entirely on three-point shooting. He's also a 6'3" player who isn't an athletically gifted freak like many modern-day superstars. Yet he still finds a way to be an elite ball player year in and year out. Many people find this quality admirable. No matter how you slice it, Steph has firmly established himself as one of the greatest basketball players to ever live. Now with that being said, many of his fans online, many modern athletes, and much of the mainstream media are anxious to put him into the top spot of the greatest point guards of all time. And my response to that is,
stop it. Get some help.
It's not that I think Steph isn't on his way to the top. He's still very elite, and by the end of his career, he might just be the consensus pick over Magic Johnson. But in my opinion, this is the perfect example of recency bias, and way too many people being a slave of the moment. It's so premature to already put him in the top spot, but many people forget just how dominant Magic Johnson was in such a short period of time. Unlike many of today's modern legends, Magic wasn't blessed with a long and healthy career. In 1991, he shook the world with his announcement that he had...
It's his fault. That's his fault, man. Get you an Ayesha Curry, Magic. That's your fault. Should have got you an Ayesha Curry, man.
Then again,
get a Riley Curry.
That is tough for him to have not played that long.
That's his fault.
And had the accolades that he had is kind of tough.
Curry's start to his career was rough. He had like 3 years in a row getting ankle injuries. So, I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, Magic, that's your fault,
Had
man.
obtained HIV.
You know Aisha Curry.
You need to understand, when Magic played his
Going
last
around.
game before that announcement, he was only 31 years old. Think about other NBA greats if they retired at that same age. Dirk Nowitzki would no longer be an NBA champion. LeBron James would only have 2 rings instead of 4. Shaq would have 3 titles instead of 4. Duncan would have 4 titles instead of 5. Michael Jordan would only have 3 titles instead of 6. And Steph Curry would only have 3 titles instead of 4. Magic Johnson had 5 championship rings when he had to retire at such an early age. And there was still a second half of his career in store that we never got to witness.
Bro, Magic's rookie year was literally like a micro rookie year.
It was the best. It was the best rookie year of all time.
Probably
I don't think
never
anything's
be.
going to beat that.
Yeah, and I still don't think he won rookie of the year that year. I think Bird won.
Bird won because they gave it to Bird, and Magic was like, "All right." he took it personal before Jordan took it personal.
Bro, if he would have had a rookie of the year, Finals MVP, a ring
Without
in the same
Kareem,
year, yeah, without Kareem, that would have been tough for his legacy. I'm not gonna lie.
Who
Still,
knows? Magic may have ended up with 7 or 8 championships if he wasn't forced to retire early. Now, don't get me wrong.
Wait,
My
he said
point
tough
isn't to
more?
give Magic credit for thinking
how many more you say?
He said 7 or 8.
7.
So basically saying he's taking some of Jordan's rings. Because he retired in what? After
He retired 90.
92. That because they lost in the
No, it was
finals.
92.
91.
91, 92. One of them.
So
whenever
he had to
Jordan
retire in
started.
92, and then I think he came back for the Dream Team shit or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's tough. It's tough, man.
things that he actually didn't
I don't think he
accomplish.
gets those-
But what you
those-
certainly
he's
can't
not being that
argue
Bulls
is the
team.
fact that Magic built a GOAT candidate resume in roughly half the time that it took everyone else to build theirs. Also consider this. In the last 2 seasons leading up to that retirement, Magic was the league MVP in 1990, and he was the MVP runner-up in 1991. In Game 5 of the 91 Finals, which was the last game of that season, Magic had 16 points, 20 assists, and 11 rebounds. He got 20 assists in a Finals game, while his 2 best scoring options were out with injuries, which were James Worthy and Byron Scott. Not only were there no signs of him slowing down, but you could argue that he was just as good as ever. Steph has already significantly passed Magic in seasons played, yet he's still trying to catch him in terms of every major accolade, including MVPs, championships, Finals MVPs, and all NBA teams.
To be fair, Andre Iguodala should not have a Finals MVP.
Even then, they make it seem like he's one off in literally every category.
Yeah,
It's a blowout. He's only one off.
and then his
Man, you talk about
MVPs were unanimously. They were unanimous.
True. First ever unanimous MVP.
So that has to count as like 2 MVPs, if we're being honest. Unanimously.
It's tough.
Finals MVP, I mean, I guess Cap probably would have got it if he wasn't hurt rookie year, but rings, 2016, that's tough. Either way, it's still one. Steph probably got one more in him before he retires. I think Steph could probably snag one more before he retires. I don't know.
We'll see.
But he's definitely going to make another All NBA. He's definitely going to probably pass him an All NBA.
Yeah, he should.
This is because Magic was incredible from the start of his career until the very end. The greatest playoff performance in NBA history was when a 20-year-old rookie guard replaced an injured Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at center and won the championship-clinching 6th game with a total of 42 points, 15 rebounds, 7 assists, and 3 steals on 61% shooting. Now, what people often fail to consider is how a rookie Magic did that against the Philadelphia 76ers, who were the number 1 ranked defense that season. That was Magic's impact in his first season. While on the other hand, Steph Curry wasn't even considered as an elite player in the league until his 4th or 5th season. Again, I just can't emphasize enough how Magic didn't have the luxury of a full career like many other greats did.
Bro, that's his fault, bro. He should have got Aisha Curry.
Bro.
Should have got a down chick.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. He's stretching. There's probably only a handful of players that will really come out of college and be Hall of Fame caliber.
Yeah.
He got drafted with probably the best player in the league at the time in Korea.
Yeah, him or Wilt. I mean, no, Wilt was kind of old. Actually, no, Wilt wasn't in the league. Yeah, Wilt was done by then. Never mind.
So
I guess it was Kareem. Yeah.
So the number one. First off, I don't really know. I forgot the story behind that. But it was something crazy that the Lakers got the first pick, even though they were a decent team. No, not a decent team. They had the best player in the league and still got the number one pick.
You talking about for the draft Magic?
Yeah,
they had to flip a coin. The Bulls and the Lakers flipped a coin to see who would get the first pick, and it was the Lakers, of course, because in Chicago it was Reggie Theus and nobody else. Why would they get another guard? So I mean, it just makes sense for Magic to put him Showtime. No, NBA just been doing a lot of, sticky stuff, but I'm not gonna talk about that.
Dang, if the Bulls get the first pick and they go Magic, do they get Jordan?
Probably not. No, team would probably wouldn't be that good.
Modern NBA, LeBron James is entering his 21st season in the league. Chris Paul is entering his 19th, and Kevin Durant is entering his 16th. John Stockton was another great point guard from Magic Johnson's era, and he played 19 seasons in the NBA. Magic only played 12 seasons before HIV caused him to retire. If he had a career as long as the other greats I previously mentioned, then he would have been competing for championships alongside of Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant in the twilight of his career. In Magic's 12 seasons before the announcement, he made it to the NBA Finals 9 out of those 12 seasons. And in the entire Western Conference, he finished the highest in the MVP race 9 seasons straight. That is dominance. If we're being honest, that's a level of individual dominance that Steph Curry can only dream of, as his longest streak was just 2 seasons. Now, some Steph Curry fans will argue in his favor, saying that Steph changed the game with his three-point shooting, and thus did something that no other great has ever done before. I'm gonna be honest, I hate this argument so deeply, because it isn't nearly as unique as they make it seem. When you narrow down the list of the top 10 greatest players of all time, nearly every one of them did something that completely changed basketball. For example, Michael Jordan made the game global. Larry Bird and Magic Johnson literally saved the NBA in the 1980s. Wilt Chamberlain changed the rulebook because of his dominance, as the league office was looking for ways to slow him down and balance the league. Bill Russell won more championships than any other player in NBA history. Other than Bill Russell, the longest streak of championships by a player is 3 straight rings. Bill doubled that, and then added 2 more on top of it. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar uniquely dominated the league, as he introduced the most indefensible shot of all time, the skyhook. In the history of the game, no player has ever had an entire conference gearing up to stop him like Shaquille O'Neal did in the early 2000s. I could keep going, but as you can see, many all-time greats have done things that have changed the game. So Curry fans saying, "My boy changed the game with his shooting," isn't swaying anything when you're looking at the select few greatest players of all time. Earlier I mentioned how mainstream media...
That's a little different though, I'm not gonna lie, bro.
I think he's mixing change the game with influential.
Yeah, he's talking literally changing the game, like rule books, how you play. Curry's doing more of like influential, like how people play the game of basketball nowadays, and like how the NBA is playing. Like people weren't jacking up as many threes until Curry and the Warriors started running offenses like that.
Then
moving
again,
the ball around and shooting.
He did start changing the game. Well, I can't say. I mean, I guess he and Kawhi, because Kawhi was the first person to really get hurt because of a closeout. But that was happening to Steph too. And Steph shooting as many times as he shoots, he may not get the foul calls, but they made. I guess they made it easier to get foul calls on shooting.
Yeah, and he's also shooting on the move too. Like, he's doing some crazy shots. They aren't just normal threes, bro. They're just 30-footers too.
Is already pushing this narrative. One of those people is Colin Cowherd, who claims that Steph Curry has already surpassed Magic Johnson, due mostly to the fact that Steph is a great shooter and Magic is not. I'm not gonna lie, this is one of the dumbest arguments you could possibly make when comparing greats. Holding past legends to the standard of what makes players great in the modern game is ridiculously biased and seems desperate for a hot take. If you went back in time and during the 1980s you told Magic Johnson he wasn't the best point guard because he couldn't shoot from the perimeter, he would probably say, "What the hell does that have to do with me winning a championship?" Magic was the guy who found his shooters, like Michael Cooper and Byron Scott. And at that time, that era wasn't defined by screens and three-point shooting, but it was defined by fast-break transitional basketball, which no one was better at than Magic. None of those stars in the 80s gave a damn about winning a hypothetical horse competition with players from the future. They were trying to win championships in that era based on the style of that era, and clearly, Magic was very good at doing that, which should be what truly matters. Now listen, this video is not intended to come across as a Steph Curry slander video. My only point is that people are young and overreactive sometimes, and they're prematurely trying to put him in a spot that currently belongs to someone else. As of now, Magic has the edge in dominant consistency, championships, and individual accolades. I just don't see an angle where you can legitimately elevate Steph Curry above him at this current time. With that being said, Steph isn't showing any signs of slowing down either, and shooting ability is one of the skills that age the most gracefully in the NBA. So you would be foolish to say that it's impossible for him to pass Magic at some point in the future. As in the case of most things, time will tell. So what do you guys think? Am I wrong? Has Steph already passed Magic as the greatest point guard of all time? And if he hasn't, what would he have to do in order to secure the #1 spot? Let me know in the comments section below. Thanks.
I'm not gonna lie, he sounds like he hates today's game. Like, he sounds like he just a spot, like, I cannot watch this. He sounds like he hates LeBron. Man.
Oh my God. Greatest. Yeah, I mean, I guess greatest. He is greater, in my opinion, than Curry, but in terms of best, like what Gil and him and Curry were saying, like, I think he is the best, because best is more of, like, not really the accolades involved. It's just more like the skill set, the talent, and things of that nature. But also, I never seen Curry post up at the 3-point line and run the clock out in a finals game. That's just me, though. You know.
It's tough, man.
You know, but
that's real tough.
Shout out Magic. You know.
Facts. Shout out Magic Johnson.
So is Curry.
Man, I don't know. It's tough out here, but y'all got a lot of OGs.
What's it called? So, do you think Curry's better or GOAT? Raider, I guess. Raiders point guard. He said, what would Curry need to do to surpass him? I think to surpass him,
I think
probably say at least tie him in rings, so that would be one more, and then get the Finals MVP off that. I think with that, honestly, that could be like you could debate that with great, depending on what team they'd be in the Finals too.
So you don't think him having the scoring all-time 3-point record
it does matter?
You don't think that can help his case?
It will, yeah, of course.
That's
But
tough.
still, Magic still got like the greatest rookie season of all time.
Yeah, I would. It's really close. It's really close. Magic still has it for now. To me, as far as the greatest, like y'all said. But the better player. I don't know. Magic's the better player, but Steph is the more talented player. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I think that's pretty valid. Y'all let me know.
Skillful. Curry's more skillful, in my opinion.
I don't know. Yeah.
Better player.
We'll see, man. But hey, y'all let us know down below what you think. Who's the greatest point guard of all time to you? I know we got a lot of OGs on this channel, so give us your knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Let us know what you guys think of this video. Like, subscribe, turn the post notifications on. We on the road to 1K. Thank y'all for the 900 subscribers, man. Shout out to y'all. We almost there. So click that sub and tell your friends to click that sub and tell your friends to click that sub. Word. Appreciate it. But until the next video, it's your boys Juice and Lou, and we out of here. Peace.